Hello everyone and welcome to the Carcode YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name's Sam and I make new car reviews and content every single week. And if you're new here, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell before we jump into the video. I want to say a huge thanks to Mazda UK for allowing me to come on their press day at Bowcliffe Hall today. Really exciting, it's my first manufacturer press day. As you can see here, I've got the facelifted Mazda2 Hybrid. I'm going to be going through the specifications and giving it a full review. If that sounds good, keep watching to the end to get a full overview of the facelifted Mazda2 Hybrid. So first of all, let's start with the exterior design of the new Mazda 2. Mazda and Toyota have stakes with each other. They're not actually part of the same group, but they are partners. This is essentially a Toyota Yaris. It was released in 2021 with pretty much not much different than the Mazda badge on the front, on the steering wheel and on the tailgate. Everything was pretty much the same, down to wheels, etc. However, with this facelifted model, Mazda's really put their own identity across it, including the 5-pointed front grille, which has more of aggressive style and really reminds me of the old Mazda Smile sort of grills. Looks great. The headlights, of course, are the same, and main features like body panels, door mirrors, everything like that, they're all the same. There's nothing you can do about that sharing the car, but I'm going to show you some of the few changes that Mazda have made to make their own stamp on it. So to the front of the facelift, it is called a facelift after all. You have this new grille I was talking about, much larger, and the Mazda badge sat there proudly. You've got the same headlights as before, looks really nice. To be honest, this is a big difference from the pre-facelift model. Toyota have recently facelifted their Yaris and it's not a lot of difference really, it's a very slight tweak. This though is a huge difference and looks so much better than it previously did. Mazda's done a great job putting their own stamp on this. They should have done this in the first place, but it's here now and definitely looks a lot more modern than before, especially on the outside. There's now 7 different finishes to choose from on the new Mazda 2 facelift. This is the Stormy Silver Metallic. All metallic paintwork start at £585, including this one. The standard colour is the Lunar White, which actually looks really nice, just a classy, timeless looking colour. You've also got the premium colours, the Northern White Pearl, which is definitely my favourite. A beautiful pearlescent paintwork it looks like online. That's £880, as is the Formal Red, which is similar to their Soul Crystal Red. The rest are all £585, and like I say, Lunar White is standard. I can imagine this looking insane in like a fiery orange colour, metallic. That would look really good. Maybe they should do that, or even when they used to have that turquoisey colour Mazda, you know, spice it up a bit. But I think Mazda has been very sort of streamlined with the colours. They have a nice soft palette and they're going for that premium feel, which they are giving. The whole range is so cohesive, it's really good. So I'll be showing you more of that later on with the other reviews, but let's get back on. In the UK, there are currently 4 trims to choose from: Centerline, Exclusive Line, Hamura, which is this one tested today, and Hamura Plus, which is the range topping model. The Centerline model starts at around £1,500 more than its Toyota Yaris sibling. In some other regions, you have a Prime Line model which sits below the Centerline. The Centerline model, which is the base model in the UK, starts at just over £24,000. This model here is over £27,000. So they do go up quite quickly, but comparing it to other manufacturers, they are all getting to that almost 30k mark now for these small full hybrid self-charging cars. So let's talk wheels offered on the Mazda 2 Hybrid. You can also have accessory alloy wheels as well, so that can be fitted by your dealer, etc. So I'm just going to go through what's standard. Starts off on the centerline with these 15-inch silver alloy wheels. I think these look a little small for the vehicle on pictures anyway. When you move up to the exclusive line, you go to these 16-inch alloy wheels. This is what the Toyota Yaris Hybrid starts with, the exact same design wheels. Then on the Hamura and Hamura Plus, you get these gloss black 17-inch alloy wheels. They look excellent. They do remind me a lot of the Toyota GR Yaris. They just look really great. Of course, lots of Japanese manufacturers do that on higher grades. They just do a gloss black alloy. It looks quite nice. I always kind of prefer the diamond cut alloy wheels, but these do look sporty, nice and modern, look really great. Mazda have also put their own stamp on the rear of the vehicle with these split tail lights rather than the whole lamp or bar that you see on the Toyotas with the black plastic here. They've got metal here instead. Their Mazda badge proudly there in the centre. Definitely you can tell the difference now between the two. If I covered the badge, hopefully now you'd know this is the Mazda 2, not the Yaris. I think it's time we take the Mazda 2 for a drive and see what that's like. You still get the 1.5 naturally aspirated hybrid powertrain with 116 PS. 0 to 60 in 9.7 seconds isn't the quickest, but an official miles per gallon of 67.3 is really great. It's nice and quiet setting off. Obviously, it's a 1.5 litre self-charging hybrid, so similar to what you might find in a Honda Jazz. No paddles for your regen braking, which can be quite nice to have actually. Okay, it's natural speed limit road here, so we can really test it now. Right, it's 40 here and then it goes to natural speed limit. This is a really nice spec car as well. Perhaps it doesn't feel the most modern. That picks up nicely as well. This is not lacking on power by any means. I've got to 40 there without the engine sounding like it's kicked in at all really, so that's really impressive. It's in EV mode now. The power delivery is very smooth. I'd say it's actually a lot smoother than the Honda in the way that it does it. It feels a little bit more effortless. It doesn't make as much of a fuss when you put your foot down, which the Jazz can definitely seem to do. Road noise does seem quite a bit, but I've not got the radio on or anything like that. Put my foot down. Yeah, it makes a noise, but every hybrid does, but it's not a terrible screech. The B mode isn't really mega strong and there's no way to adapt it, so you can't do as much one pedal driving. And it beeps each time you go into a new speed zone, which might be a bit annoying. Safety assist systems can be annoying at times, of course, but the lane assist hasn't annoyed me yet. What I've averaged so far, of course, I've had the car about 40 minutes. It says 38.3 miles per gallon. Press cars always do less miles per gallon, even though I've reset it, because they're getting tested, they're getting left on when filming, etc. When you're actually living with it, you'll be getting much higher than 38 miles per gallon. Even now, just coasting around town, I will be getting a lot more. I can definitely feel like that's going to get into the high 50s very easily. It just keeps going up and up and up. I can say all the icons and their hybridization colours, etc., what Toyota uses, I know this is a Mazda, but they're still using that same similar system, does look a little dated now. We're going to test the turning circle now. Nothing coming behind me. Nice to nip round town. It's just very smooth as well, so I like it. I do like the way it drives. The steering is nice as well. It's quite sharp, which is good. If you want something that's perfect for around town, but you don't want to worry about plugging in a vehicle, this could be a really great choice. And it goes round corners as well. I know that wasn't very fast that I went round that corner then, but it's not like leaning as much as the Jazz would. Put my foot down. That's impressive, honestly, the way it accelerates and the engine kicks down. There's a natural speed limit coming up here, so I will properly put my foot down just to show you how that delivers the power. So I'll properly give it some. And I'm up to national speed limit there. It's actually quite fun to drive. Even going down these bumpy roads here, it's handling well. The 17-inch wheels do make the ride a little bit firmer, but it's not uncomfortable by any means. It does make a bit of noise, but it doesn't matter because it's giving you power. I'm really impressed with it. Handling, I can kind of describe it, it's kind of similar to what a Ford Fiesta drives like in terms of its handling. So the way it's chuckable around corners, the firmness of the suspension, I would liken that to a Ford Fiesta. And the handbrake comes on when you put it into park. I really love that about, I'm saying Toyota because it is the Toyota Yaris, but I love that about Toyotas. It's just very simple, and then obviously when you set off, it just comes off, so it makes driving really easy. Stepping inside the new Mazda2 Hybrid, what is it like? Well, it looks really nice, of course. It's very Yaris-like because that's what it's based on. You've got some better materials now. It's not hard, scratchy plastic like we've seen previously on the Yaris, and believe it was the same on the Mazda2. It is a little bit here, but it feels really well screwed together. Everything's really solid, if that makes sense. You've got this automatic gear shifter here as well with your B mode. Like I said before, you don't have paddles on this, unfortunately, and you've got this plastic insert in the steering wheel. I'm not too sure about that. You do have a little armrest on this model here, which again feels quite plasticky. It's not got like leather on it, but it does the job. At least it's got it. Some Super Minis don't have that. You've got this cloth here, which is like a leatherette really on this Hamura model. You get a dark headlining on the Hamura models as well. So on this Hamura, it's not too bad because you've got, you know, quite large windows, but it could feel a little bit dingy. If that's the case, you want to go for the Hamura Plus model, which comes with the panoramic sunroof. It's just like a small moonroof section for the front, but that will definitely give a lot more light in the cabin. You've got a 9.5-inch center touchscreen here. It's updated from previously, which was 8 inches. Volume buttons there. It does look very similar to Toyota's graphics, even the colours and everything of it, which doesn't give me the most modern feel. Actually, Honda's system feels a lot more modern than this with their 9-inch centre infotainment screen. The 10.5-inch infotainment screen, which looks great, which you'll see on all the press photos, it's only on the Hamura Plus model. On the Yaris, that is available on some other lower models, so that's a bit of a shame. You've got all physical climate controls, which is excellent. You can just easily control them, and they look a lot more modern than even a few years ago what we were seeing from Toyota. Got a wireless charging pad here as well, and your little sockets. A few things do feel a little bit cheaper or a little bit clunky and old-fashioned, so this big screen, the big surrounds around it aren't the nicest, and there's definitely more modern looking screens on the market. Your digital dials are really nice. These handles here and this section isn't great. Mazda's done a nice job with this material that they've put here, and nice bits of chrome as well, just to make it all feel a little bit more premium. So there's nothing that I can really say is awful about it. Perhaps a bit of colour from the outside inside would just spice it up a little bit, but this segment at the moment, manufacturers are really going for a premium feel rather than that fun, funky feeling what we normally got from cheaper vehicles before. Opening the boot, the figures actually sound not impressive. 286 litres. The 286 litre boot figure means it's smaller than a Honda Jazz, Ford Fiesta and many other vehicles. However, actually looking at it, it doesn't look too bad. It's quite deep, and actually it probably goes back as far as a Honda Jazz does. I'll show you the seats folded flat now. It doesn't have the flexibility that the Honda Jazz will have with its magic seats, etc. But maybe that's what you get in the payoff of slightly sportier design and also a slightly cheaper price tag as well. As you can see, the seat doesn't fold completely flat. There's quite a lip, but with a false floor in place, it would be pretty flat. I can honestly say I'd be more than happy with this boot space for a small vehicle. Even though it's a hybrid, it doesn't feel majorly small or tight at all. It feels like what you'd expect. I have to say this one doesn't have the raised flooring, which obviously is an option or it's not on this vehicle. So that would be nice, but nice that you do actually have the points if you want to have a raised floor. Your tyre inflation kit is under here, and you do actually have a well. If you want to put in a spare wheel yourself, you can do that. Lots of small vehicles don't even have the space actually to do that. So the fact that this has got that is really great. This feels a little cheap, but you won't be lifting up this too much if you've got the false floor section here. Now for rear space, let's have a hop in the back and see how that is. That sounds like a good shut sound. This has got the rear tinted windows, which is on Hamura and Hamura Plus. It's not on the centre or exclusive line models. Dark headline obviously makes it feel a little bit darker in here. These headrests as well and seats are quite bulky, so kids, if they need to look out the front, they might get a bit more car sick with these because they're not getting as good of a view. More obstruction, especially smaller kids, will feel a little bit more claustrophobic perhaps. On booster seats it might be okay. You've got hard plastic all here. You've got no means of charging anything in the back either, and just a rear pocket on the passenger seat, not on the driver's seat. It's not majorly impressive, but it's not awful. It has a slightly sloping roofline, but nothing too bad, so you do actually have quite a bit of headroom, a decent amount for a small vehicle like this, even more than you get in some SUVs. You've got nice headrests though, which is really good. They're quite comfortable, I have to say that. Middle seat, let's see what that's like. For a small car middle seat, I'm actually very impressed with this. It's very comfortable. You can put your feet on both sides and you get a good view out of the car. So I think this is good as well. The backrest here, normally on a small car, this is where the middle seat really fails on the back section here, especially on a Honda Jazz. This pokes out majorly and you'd hardly ever want to sit in the middle seat in a Honda Jazz. But this is much better. So if you regularly have middle seat passengers or carry 5 of you in the vehicle, then this will definitely be a better pick than the Honda Jazz. You do have 2 sets of ISOFIX points as well, although they are the detachable covers, so you might just want to keep those safe. And they do look a little unsightly if you're never going to use them like me. So then, what do I think about the Mazda2 Hybrid? Well, the way it drives, I can't fault at all. You put your foot down and it goes, and that was all in eco, by the way, all down there. The whole time pretty much I've been driving, it's been in eco. Really impressed. Fuel efficiency is great. It looks incredible as well. There is a couple of things that let it down. Hello. There's a couple of things that let it down. That's the interior cabin. Mazda's definitely done what they can to make it a bit more modern and quality feeling. They're only working with what they can from Toyota, what Toyota's given them, and to be honest, the Yaris cabin is getting on a bit in terms of harder plastic switchgear and just clunkier feeling bits and bobs. It's not the most modern interior, that's for sure. The other thing that lets it down is its steep price tag. I'd definitely go for a Hamura Plus though, because I love these wheels and the style, but I'd love a sunroof, heads-up display, bigger screen, and the new 10.5-inch touchscreen in the middle. I think that would all of those things together would help to really make it feel more modern. That is expensive though, you're looking at about 29-30 grand there. But if you've got maybe an ex-demonstrator, pre-registered model, that would be something to look into. So definitely go to your local Mazda dealership if you want to know more. I definitely recommend you test drive this vehicle because it is a great car to drive. A huge thanks to Mazda UK as well for having me along for this drive day. I really appreciate it. It's my first manufacturer proper drive day, so that's really exciting. So thanks again. If you like, thanks again. If you like new car reviews, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and I hope to see you in my next video.